Have you ever clung to something so tightly that it began to feel like a weight, a burden you couldn't shake off? Perhaps it was a relationship that soured, a mistake that haunted you, or a grudge that festered in the corners of your heart. You convince yourself that you're managing just fine, yet beneath the surface, it gnaws at you, slowly eroding your peace. The thought of letting go seems insurmountable. Yet, what if I told you that true freedom is waiting on the other side of that release? Today, we delve into the art of letting go, exploring why it's such a challenge, how we often imprison ourselves in the past, and most importantly, how acceptance can be the key to our liberation. The wisdom found in the Bible offers profound insights into this journey. We often hold on because we fear the unknown that comes with letting go. We believe that relinquishing control equates to losing a part of ourselves, our identity, our sense of justice, our right to feel wronged. Holding on can create the illusion of power, but in reality, it keeps us shackled to a past that no longer serves us. The Bible reminds us of this in the story of Lot's wife, who, when given a chance at a new beginning, looked back at her past and lost everything. Remember Lot's wife, the scripture cautions us, urging us to reflect on how often we, too, hesitate to move forward, clinging to memories that only serve to anchor us in a place of pain. Imagine a clenched fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more tension builds, and the harder it becomes to release what you're holding. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it's an act of courage and strength. It's about recognizing that the past cannot be altered, and that holding on only perpetuates our suffering. Many believe that letting go equates to giving up, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Letting go is a conscious choice to prioritize peace over pain, presence over regret. This shift doesn't happen by accident. It requires intentional faith and trust in a higher plan. Jesus extends an invitation to us in Matthew 11:28, saying, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." He's not merely offering a reprieve. He's inviting us to surrender our burdens and embrace a lighter path. Consider the analogy of a monkey trap. A monkey gets ensnared not because of its size or strength, but because it refuses to let go of the food in its hand. We often find ourselves in similar situations, clutching tightly to resentment, guilt, or unrealistic expectations. The act of letting go can be the very thing that frees us from our self-imposed cages. To embark on the journey of letting go, we can follow a few key steps. The first is acceptance. Accepting what is doesn't mean we approve of it. Rather, it means we acknowledge reality without resistance. Picture a broken vase. You can lament its shattering or choose to gather the pieces and move forward. Joseph's story in the Bible exemplifies this beautifully. Betrayed by his brothers, he chose not to dwell on their evil intentions, but instead declared, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." This is acceptance in its purest form, trusting that even in our pain, there is a greater purpose at play. The second step is to release control. We often burden ourselves with the belief that we must fix everything. Yet, some things are simply beyond our grasp, and the healthiest choice is to let them go. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with rocks, each representing a grudge or regret. The more you carry, the heavier the load becomes. When you finally drop those rocks, you feel the weight lift, allowing you to breathe easier. The psalmist reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." Sometimes, letting go is an act of surrender, a recognition that we are not in control of everything, and that's okay. The third step involves focusing on growth. Instead of fixating on what has been lost, shift your attention to what lies ahead. Letting go isn't merely about release, it's about creating space for something new and better. Consider how trees shed their old leaves in preparation for new growth. The Bible encourages us with the words from Isaiah, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." God is not confined to our past. He is actively working in our present and future, crafting new beginnings. As we conclude, I challenge you to identify something you've been holding on to. Perhaps it's guilt, resentment, or an outdated version of yourself. Reflect on whether this attachment is serving you or simply keeping you stuck in a cycle of pain. If it's the latter, it's time to let go. Remember, letting go isn't about losing. It's about choosing freedom. When you place your trust in God, you will find that you are never truly empty-handed. You are invited to step into a life filled with possibility, growth, and peace. Embrace the art of letting go and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. If this message resonates with you, consider sharing your thoughts and experiences. Let's journey together toward personal growth and spiritual wisdom, moving ever forward into the light of new beginnings.